right, I'll see you guys next time. Bye. I do this on every single video. Whenever I say bye, I go, bye. And I'm like, no, that sounds so stupid. Like, why are you making your voice so high pitched? Hey y'all, my name's Kayla and this is my YouTube channel. I'm going to be talking about things that happened to me in elementary school, throughout elementary school, which was like kindergarten through 4th grade. When I look back on elementary school, like the things that I can remember aren't good things. My first grade teacher was actually really nice. She helped me a lot with things. Really great teacher. My second first grade teacher was a complete bitch. Probably like in the middle of the school year. And we were learning our letters. They would give us a piece of paper and there would be like the alphabet on the top and then you would have to write under the bottom the letter that's above it. So I was writing or whatever and then I got to the K, which is like the first letter of my name. So I got to the K and I was having issues with it. I couldn't write it. Like I couldn't write the K, or I wasn't doing it right or whatever. I asked the teacher to come over and help me and she just made fun of me in front of the entire class. Like, I asked her for help to write the letter K and she was just like, look everybody, like Kayla doesn't know how to write the first letter of her name. And it was just it was embarrassing. It was really embarrassing. I don't know why she did that, but she did. In her class, like almost every single day, I would like want to go home so bad because I didn't want to be in her class. And so I would like they have the desks that they had was like a desk and then it had an opening so you could put like all your stuff in it. And I would like grab my folder and whatever else I was taking home and I would grab it and be like, Kayla, just walk out of this fucking class and go home. So I would like grab my folders and stuff and then I would put them back in and be like, no, I can't do it. I can't do it. And then I would grab it again and I grabbed it and I put it on top of my desk and I was like, I can't do it. Like I never had the guts to walk out of class and like walk home, but my house was like right behind the school. Like when I was out playing, like I could see my house. Like, this school was like, I feel like it was like really old, but like, so I would go to the bathrooms didn't have locks on the doors. I don't know why, they just didn't have locks, maybe because we were little and they thought that we would like lock ourselves in or something, I don't know, but they didn't have locks. So I go into, I asked to go to the bathroom, I go to the bathroom, and I usually pick like one of the first couple stalls, I don't know why, I just did. So I go into the stall and I'm like doing my business and this girl walks in, like really weird girl. I'm not trying to be like rude, but she was like a really weird girl. She didn't have that many friends. And so she comes in the bathroom and I'm just doing my business and she like opens my stall door. Like she opens it and holds it open and I'm like, what are you doing? And she just stared at me and I was like, close the door. And she just stared at me and I was like, close the door. And then she like finally like shut it and I was like, what the fuck? Why did she open my door and like leave it open? I don't know. It was weird. But so I like went and told the teacher. I feel like a couple years later, maybe like in 3rd or 4th grade, we finally got locks on the doors. But I was not having it. I don't understand why they didn't have locks on the doors, but they did. Ohio doesn't get really hot, but when you're like a little kid and you're running around on the playground or whatever, like you sweat and you get really hot. You like, even now if I was running around, like I would get really hot. Like this one kid came up to me and he had a stick in, this is really bad. Like I feel so bad like telling this story, but this kid came up to me and he had a stick in his hand and I was like, So I like rubbed my face to make it like red. And then I went up to the teacher. This is so bad. This is so bad. I went up to the teacher and I said, that kid hit, like I was like trying to cry and I was like, that kid hit me with a stick on my face and it hurt so bad. And I was like covering it up. And she was like, okay, go get an ice pack. And I was like, fuck, yes. Because it was so hot outside. So I went into the, like you go into the cafeteria. My mouth is like so fucking dry right now. You go into the cafeteria in the kitchen and you tell them that you're allowed to have an ice pack or whatever. So she gives me an ice pack and I poured it on my face and I'm like, oh my gosh, this feels so fucking good. And then I go back outside and the teacher's like, Kayla, come here. And I was like, fuck. So I'm like holding it on my face to make it even more red. And I walk up to her and she pulls the boy over and she's like, no, apologize to Kayla for hitting her in the face with a stick. And he was like, I didn't hit her in the face with a stick. And I was like, yeah, you did. Oh my God, I feel so bad. So I was like going out and she was like, take the ice pack off your face. And I was like, and it was like, she was like, that is not just red because of the ice pack. Now go sit on the bench. I felt so bad. But like, I was just like, felt so good. Oh my God. I feel so bad. But, and then another thing that we would do is, me and my friend would like, this is terrible, but we would like go and hit our foreheads on, because like there's like a, it was like a big playground. And the monkey bars, they go like in a weave. So there's bars right here that like hold them up. And we would hit our heads like on, we would hit our heads on the pole so that we could go get an ice pack. And say that we like ran into them. Don't ask me why, we were just desperate. But, and then my 4th grade teacher, when we came in from recess, she was so nice. Like, I love her. I forget her name. But she was my favorite teacher. Like, I loved her. She, would take washcloths home, or she would have washcloths at home or whatever. And she would wet them down and then, like, fold them, put them in the freezer and freeze them, bring them to school, and after we came in from recess, she would all give us like a frozen washcloth to like put on our face, and we were like sweating, and she would like hand all the ice packs out, and we were just like, and she would give us an ice pack, and then she would read us a story, and then we would go on with our lessons and stuff. But super nice. This one day when I was on the playground, it was a skirt, which like no one wears anymore, but it was a skirt. And so it was a skirt and it had shorts underneath of it. I mean, maybe they do still make them. I don't know. But it was a skirt with shorts underneath of it, so it was a skirt. And so I was going down the slide and there was, like it was a twisty slide, so there was like a crack in it a little bit. To like where they put it together or whatever. So I was going down it and I stopped in the middle of it and like was gonna like jump off of it. So I like got on the other side and was sitting on it, and I jumped and my fucking skirt got stuck in the crack and like ripped, and I was literally hanging from the slide. I was hanging from the slide from my skirt. And so I was like trying to like push myself back up so that my skirt would come loose, and then it like happened and I fell down. So embarrassing, because now there's like a hole in my shorts. So I like run up to the recess person, whatever it's called, the recess teacher, and I was like, I ripped my shorts, and I ripped my shorts. I need my mom to bring me more. She's like, oh, you're fine. And I was like, bruh, I have a hole in my motherfucking shorts, and you're not gonna let me go call my mom? Elementary school. We had 2 dogs growing up. We had Sadie and Max. They were brothers. And then we had a cat named Isabel, which is my cat, and she She wasn't around very long. And so I would be at recess. This happened probably once a week. I'm not even gonna lie. Maybe once, twice a week. So I would be out at recess, and we would always play Foursquare, which is like, you get in, one person gets in each square, like 4 people, and then you pass the ball over the line to everybody, try to get people out, whatever. So I would be playing Foursquare, talking with everybody, whatever, and I would look over to the fence, and I would see my dog, Sadie, just running up in the playground. And I'd be like, Sadie, come here. And she would like before I could get to our teacher, would like always get there first. And so I would have to like go to the recess teacher and be like, hey, that was my dog. Can I go to the office? And they were like, yeah. So then I would go to the office with Sadie and sit there till my mom got there, or till my mom's boyfriend got there. And so yeah, like once every 2 weeks, or at least every week, Sadie would come to the playground. They just like, they had electric collars, so they did not give a fuck. Like, they would jump over the fence, like yelping all the way, and then just take off. Like, it didn't work. So they would come up there like, they would come up to the playground like all the time. Which, I mean, like, was good for me, because then I could like go to the office and hang out with my dog. But so in 4th grade, I think it was from 4th grade to 7th grade, I was like bullied from 4th grade to 7th grade. And I'm not saying like, it wasn't like terrible. Like one time it wasn't terrible, but I was still getting bullied. So me and my friend would, we would like have fights like every single week. Like, I would go home, we're not friends anymore. We're just not friends anymore. And then the next day I would come, we're friends again, blah, blah, blah. But, she was a very rude person. And so, like, I truly wasn't her friend. Like, I was only her friend when her other friends didn't want to hang out with her or whatever. So, my mouth is so dry. So before you walk into, this was 4th grade. So before you walk into class, like at recess, she had called me like a lard or something. She called me lard. And I was like, what does that even mean? She's like, I don't know. You're just a lard. And I was like, okay. So then I go, like, we were walking to class, and I was like, I forget my teacher's name. It was the same girl that gave us the cold wash rights and stuff. So I like pulled her aside, and I was like, what does lard mean? And she was like, it means like greasy, fat, nasty. And she was like, why? And I was like, no reason. And she was like, I was like, nothing. I just wanted to know what it was. And she's like, did somebody call you that? And I was like, yeah. And she was like, who called you that? And then I like said her name, and she was like, come here. And she was like, apologize, because that is rude. You don't call people that. So she had apologized and whatever. And then she got pissed at me for telling the teacher. And I was like, I didn't tell on you. I was just asking her what the word meant. Whatever. So this girl was a complete bitch. Like, I'm not going to lie. And so 5th grade, so then 4th grade and stuff. So that all happened. And then 5th grade, we were friends, kind of. I mean, we weren't really friends, obviously, but I thought we were friends. And then 6th grade, nothing really happened in 5th grade or 6th grade, I don't think. 7th grade is when it got, like, really bad. Yeah, 7th grade is when it got really bad. I was a nice person. I wasn't mean to anybody, unless you were mean to me. So Okay, so let me think. Okay, so I was walking in the hallway one day with my friend. She was my friend. Like, she was a true fucking friend. She was a true friend. So we were walking in the hallway to go to lunch, and this girl passed by me. Not the same girl from 4th grade, but I'll get to her. This girl passed by me. And honestly, I had issues with them still after I was homeschooled. Like, where was I at? I was in 8th grade I was 8th grade summer. So after 8th grade summer, I got really bad anxiety, really bad depression. And so even after I became homeschooled, these girls were like still coming at me, and I'm not even in your school anymore. Like, I don't understand why they were still like at my throat, but they were. Okay, so this girl is walking past me, or I'm walking to the lunchroom and she's walking this way with her friend. All right, I'm not trying to be mean, but she was bigger than me. And like, I've always been like really skinny, and like you can like see like my bones and stuff. I don't like it, but this is the size that I've always been. So she walks past me and shoulders me. And like I said, I'm really little. So when she shouldered me, I when you walk to the lunchroom, there's glass right here. And then like you can see through it, and there's like the receptionist or whatever. So she shoulders me, I fly into my friend, and then we both like fly into the glass. Like, I turned around and I was like, what the fuck? And she just turned around and like smiled and laughed. And I was like, whatever, I'm just gonna keep going. And then my friend, this was probably like a different day. My friend goes to the bathroom, and I'm gonna tell you something else after this. My friend goes to the bathroom, and she's sitting in like one of the stalls doing her business. And the same group of people that are being assholes to me come in with a new girl who just got transferred to our school or whatever. They bring her into the bathroom and like, don't talk to Kayla, like she's a bitch, don't be her friend. And like, so then my friend comes out and she like tells me, so I go to the principal, and let me tell you, this asshole doesn't do shit. Does not do shit. I go home from school, not every day, because this doesn't happen every day. Like I said, it's not that bad. But when I do come home from school telling my mom what happened, and when I tell her the principal doesn't do shit, she's like, fuck this, because like I come home enough to where my mom is like, we're done. And so she goes to the school, sits down with the principal, and the principal's like, well, why didn't you tell me this when it was happening? And my mom was like, maybe because she was fucking scared. And then I was just sitting there like, and my mom was like, you need to do your fucking job and suspend these girls or something. And then there was an incident where we were out on the playground, and either I heard or one of my friends heard the group of girls that have been doing this to me talk about, no, it was at lunch, because there was girls that, like, the lunch tables were like this, and then there was one like this. So the girls were here, and they were here, and I sat over here. That probably wasn't a good explanation of it, but still. We overheard them saying, like, yo, we're gonna jump Kayla. like talking about beating the fuck out of me at recess. And I was like, okay, bet. So we all went out to recess, and I'm just standing there like, and they're like all over there in a group looking at me and staring at me, and they never ended up doing it. But the fact that they talked about it was just like, why? Like, what the fuck did I do to you? And so, yeah, that happened. And then it was one day, my first period class, I was sitting next to a girl that I obviously thought was my friend, but she wasn't. And I told her that I had moved to Marysville, and because I was really upset, and she came over to talk to me. And so I told her that I had moved to Marysville, and I have to keep it a secret because if the principal finds out, then he's gonna kick me out of the school. So what the fuck did she do? She went and told the whole group of bitches that were like fucking with me. And what did they do? They went to the principal and told him that I was living in Marysville. No, they went and told their moms. And then their mom came to the school. Well, she's not even in the district. She's not even supposed to be at this school. So I got kicked out. And when was that? I got kicked out of school, and that wasn't when I started to be homeschooled. No, okay. So they had kicked me out, and we moved from Marysville to Dublin. So then I had to go to Dublin schools. And not bashing on Dublin schools, but I just wanted to be at my school. And so, yeah, I had to go to Dublin. And then a year later, I was homeschooled. So those are my stories about elementary school through 7th grade. So make sure that you like and subscribe this video. That did not make any sense. Make sure you like this video and subscribe to my channel. If you have any ideas about what videos that I could do next, please comment them down below because I'm struggling. And so yeah, remember to always be yourself no matter what people say about you. Just be yourself and be happy. All right, bye guys. I'll see you next time.